start the lecture on the topic error control system. So in the last lecture, we have learned in detail about the convolutional coding. So what are the error control system are basically, there are basically two types of error control techniques or systems are available. That is one of the forward error correction and another is automatic repeat request. So the first kind is forward error correction. So it is basically a one-way system. Here the transmission takes place only in one direction, that is from transmitter to receiver. Error correcting ports used in such a system are referred as forward error correction ports. Okay, so generally in one-way transmission system we use this technique, forward error correction ports, for correcting and detecting the error. So forward error correction is an error correction technique to detect and correct a limited number of errors in transmitted data without need of retransmission. Means suppose you have sent any information and it would be corrupted or it would be some error would be added in between the channel. So it can, using this technique, it could detect. Okay, but and correct also, but limited number of errors. It can't be retransmit the message. Suppose the whole data is corrupted, so it can't be retransmit again the message. So this is the one of the flaws of this particular technique. In this method, sender sends a redundant error correcting codes along with the data frame, and the receiver performs the necessary checks based upon the additional redundant bits. If it finds that data is free from error, it executes error correcting code that generates the actual frame. It then removes the redundant bit before passing the message to the upper layer. So if you would be see the description of forward error correction, can anyone tell me the example of FEC, forward error correction codes? We have learned lots of the error correcting coding techniques till date. Can anyone tell me FEC is related to which particular coding? If you see the description, anyone? Please answer me. FEC, forward error correction code, is related to which particular type of coding? Josna?
Hello, sir.
Tell me which particular coding is related to error correcting code? Hello?
Hello, sir. Forward.
Josna? Example of forward error correction code? Rohit? It is very simple.
Yes,
it is
sir.
mentioned that. Tell me. It is based upon the addition of redundant bits. Which particular coding technique we have used the term of redundant bits? If you remember, we use the convolutional codes. We have used the redundant bits. That is also the one of the example of that. We have used
Error
the
correction code.
So there are some advantage and disadvantage of the forward error correction. Because the forward error correction does not require any handshaking between the source and destination, it can be used for broadcasting of data to many destinations simultaneously from a single source. Another advantage of this FEC is that it saves the bandwidth requirement for retransmission, because it does not perform the retransmission, so it would be save the bandwidth, and it is a real time system. Okay, and it has one of the limitation that if there is too many errors, the frames need to be retransmitted, because any technique is not available to correct the too many errors. It would be only able to correct the limited number of errors. So at that time, it is requirement of the communication system to retransmit the same information. But this technique would be not able to perform the retransmission. This is one of the limitation of forward error correction. And if you would be see the application of this forward error correction, it is basically used in the digital storage system, deep space technology, satellite communication system, cellular mobile system, digital video broadcasting system. And the example of this FEC is block ports and convolutional ports. That's why I would ask the question to you that what are the example of this FEC, because it is directly mentioned there. We have to be required to add the redundant bits to detect and correct the errors. And we have learned in the block coding and even in the convolutional coding that we are using the redundant bits or the flush bits. Okay, so that is the first kind of the error control system, that is called the forward error correction. Second type of the error correction techniques is systems is used is it is called the automatic repeat request. Okay, so in this case, if you have to be see, this is the automatic repeat request. So in it is a two-way system. Okay, that previous one is the single-way system or one-direction system. It is a two-way system, means there exists a feedback path from receiver to transmitter. Just a minute, there is some issue of sharing. I am just now. So we have learning about the automatic repeat request. So here, if you have to be see, it is a two-way system. There exists a feedback path from a receiver to transmitter. Automatic repeat request combines the error detection and retransmission of data units to ensure, to the extent possible, a sequence of data units such as packets is delivered in order and without errors or duplications despite the possible transmission errors. So in this system, what happens? If you have to see, the name is the first letter A is taken, R, and here only the Q is taken. It's ARQ, automated repeat request. So in this case, it would be combine the error detection and retransmission of data. If it is certain amount of error, it would be try to correct it. If it is more than that, then it would be retransmit the information from transmitter to receiver, so that you would be get a actual information or data without any error at the receiver end. So since the ARQ requires the error detection rather than the error correction, it does not do the error correction. This is the main difference between the FEC and the ARQ. FEC would be detect and then correct the error by using their system available, maybe redundant bit or other things. But in this case, ARQ, it will detect the error, and if you will found any error on the received message, then it would be retransmit. It does not go for the correction. It will be retransmit. The number of parity check bits is quite modest, and decoding complexity is low. So ARQ generally employed when low error rates are required and transmission does not involve delay sensitive applications. Means ARQ is not a real time system, you can say. It would be provide some delay when the retransmission of the packets or the data from the transmitter to the receiver. It would be there is some delay to reach the packet of data from transmitter to receiver. So it is only valid for the system that those are not delay sensitive. Okay. So if you have to see, when the channel is quite noisy, ARQ adapts because it has the adaptability capability, the poor capability of the channel, and when the channel is rather idle, ARQ operates very high efficiency. Okay. So For the very noisy channel, we use the ARQ method instead of FEC. Okay. So in this way, you can see that ARQ is thus relatively robust to the channel conditions without prior detailed knowledge of the channel characteristics. Even the channel is too much noisy, it doesn't matter. Okay, it would be perform this error correction, sorry, error detection and retransmission. ARQ method is basically used in the computer communication over the telephone landline and is employed to provide the reliable data transmission over the internet or VSAT application over the satellite. So these are the area where we implement the ARQ, VSAT application of the satellite or the internet or the computer communication. We generally prefer the ARQ instead of FEC. Okay. Now, this is the block diagram of the ARQ system. You can see there's a three different sections I have plotted: transmitter, channel, and receiver. In the transmitter section, you have to be see the first the source of information, then encoder, then modulator. So what is the source of information would be generate the message signal. It would be encode using the various techniques we have learned: block coding, cyclic coding, convolution. There are multiple coding techniques that would be encoded the message into the binary format, and then it would be passed through the modulator that would be again reconverted from the binary pattern to the electrical signal, and this signal would be transmitted with the help of the wireless or wired media through the channel. And in the channel there is a chances of addition of the noise or the error signals, and the error added information would be received by the receiver end. The first block of the receiver is the demodulator. It would be first reconvert this signal into the form of binary format, and that would be decoded. There is a decoded through the decoder, and in the decoder there is a performing of the error detection and correction. So as we are talking about the ARQ system, there is no error correction methodology is available. So when it would be detect the error, it would be apply a feedback path. You can see in the diagram there is a feedback path. Okay, and in this feedback path, whatever if it would be detect the error through this feedback path, it is through the return channel is there, and then it would be send the information to the transmitter end. Where the storage and controller device is there, it would be send the information to the modulator, and then encoder would be retransmit the code word. If the code word would be not message, code word would be retransmitted, and it would be available to the decoder. Okay, and a decoder would be find it is the correct message code word, then it would be reconvert it into the transmitted message, and it is sent to the user, whatever the user available to the receiving end. All of you please draw this diagram. I hope all of you, it is very simple description. We have learned lots of the communication system now, so now I think it is very simple to understood this functioning of the block diagram of ARQ for you. Is it clear? The description of block diagram of ARQ is clear? No one is replying. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Now we would be moved to the next point. That is the same thing it is mentioned, whatever I have told you that. One thing I want to remain to tell you that how the decoder or receiver would be give the feedback information, means it would be transmit a receiver transmit a positive acknowledgement, that is called a ACK signal, and negative acknowledgement, that is called the NAK signal. When the decoder would be received that it is the ACK signal, it would be directly pass this message to the user. But if it would be detect ACK signal, means there is no error, so it would be directly sent to the sink or the user. But when the NAK signal is received by this receiver, so it would be found that there is some error on that particular information. So it would be send a feedback signal back to the transmitter, and they acknowledge that it is unsuccessful transmission. So retransmit me. So then the transmitter will be again retransmitted the data. So there are three types of the ARQ techniques we have to be implement. Okay, and there is some timers also used to allow the transmitter to retransmit those unacknowledgement data units for which it cannot receive the response from the receiver. So now we have to be see there is a three types of the ARQ system. First is stop and wait ARQ system. Second one is go back and N ARQ system, and third one is selective repeat ARQ system. The first condition is that we have to be see uh, stop and wait ARQ system. So everyone please draw this diagram or take the screenshot, and further you have to be draw. So this is very, because the diagram would be the main media, then you would be understood the system. Okay, so it is very simple and it is very much clear from this diagram. There is a transmitter, transmission, receiver. 3 point is mentioned here: idle time, retransmission. You can see here in the stop and wait ARQ system, the transmitter send a data unit of information, that is a packet of data, to the receiver, and this is the first time instant when it would be sending a packet to the, or the data to the receiver. It would be received by the receiver, and receiver would be through the feedback channel. It would be send acknowledgement to the transmitter, and when transmitter would be receive a ACK signal, means it would be found that there is no error in the transmitted message, so it would be allow the passage of the next data packet, that is the 2 year mention, and again it would be received by the receiver after some time instant. Till between first and second time it would be idle, transmitter would be remains idle. It would be waiting for the acknowledgement signal from the receiver end. Till it would be not receive the acknowledgement signal, it would be not retransmit, or it would be not transmit the next data packet. Okay, so this is called the idle time. Now you can see at the second data packet has been transmitted to the receiver end, and at the receiver it would be found that it would be not able to maybe packet will be lost, or maybe there is some error is there. There would be error would be found by the receiver. It would be send a negative acknowledgement. In NAK means negative acknowledgement to the transmitter end, and when transmitter would be receive a negative acknowledgement, it would be retransmit the data packet 2 again to the receiver. Until it would be not received the acknowledgement signal, it would be not allow the retransmission next data transmission. Okay, and once it would be received the ACK signal, again the third data packet would be transmitted like this, 4 and 5th like this. So wherever there is an error, it would be it would be send a negative acknowledgement to the transmitter, and data would be retransmitted. And when it would be find no error, so it would be ACK signal would be sent to the transmitter, and would be retransmission, the next bit data packet would be transmitted to the receiver end. So it is a very simple description. Okay, so understood this thing, I hope, and diagram would be tell the all the information regarding this. Okay, so I hope all of you have understood this part. That is the mention here. Diagram, draw the diagram or take the screenshot. The same whatever I have told you, that it is mentioned in this particular point on the first slide. This is NAK signal, and this whatever the figure. So draw this diagram. I hope all of you have taken the screenshot. Now we have to move to the next system. Next feature of the stop and wait ARQ. What is the limitation of this stop and wait ARQ system? Is that it must be standby idly without transmission while waiting for the acknowledgement signal. Okay, or ACK or NAK. So what happens due to that? So it would be there is a some time duration would be lost or you can say that this is not a real time transmission because of this waiting for the acknowledgement and negative acknowledgement signals. But other point is that it is very simple in structure. This is the one of the benefit of the stop and wait ARQ system. And to avoid the potential confusion caused by the lost frame in between the transmission, a sequence number is often included in the header of the frame and the acknowledgement. So always we have to be mentioned. That's why in the diagram I mentioned 1, 2, 3 like this. It is required to mention. Otherwise, we do not receiver do not come to know which particular data packet has been be lost or which particular data transmission they have to be retransmitted. Okay. And one request I want to tell you that most of our students are joining this session very late. I have locked the meeting room. Okay, now if there is any from the next lectures, I would be not allow after 10 minutes. Okay, today I have allotted some students, but I will not allow from the next time. So take care of that. So the second type of the ARQ system is go back N ARQ. In the go back N ARQ is what? N represent here the window size or number of data units outstanding without acknowledgement. Okay. So here the transmitter is in continuous operation and saves again all unacknowledgement data units. The transmitter sends the data units one after another without delay and does not wait for the ACK signal. This is the difference between the go back and ARQ and stop and wait. Stop and wait ARQ system is waiting for the acknowledgement signal, but it is not waiting for this. So it has delay would be reduced. Okay, delay would be reduced. So this is the diagram. Everyone please draw this diagram. It is very simple description of go back and ARQ system. If you have to be see that, everyone please draw this. So from the transmitter end, we can see that the data, I think all of you have taken the screenshot of this particular diagram. Here I also have show you the ACK signal and NAK signal, but it does not wait for this. You can see from the transmitter end, the data packet is transmitted, one number data packet is transmitted to receiver end, and after some time interval, receiver would be receive it, and there is no error. So ACK signal would be retransmitted to the acknowledgement signal is given to the transmitter. But still, the acknowledgement signal is received by the transmitter. Second, third, fourth, fifth, six data packets have been already transmitted. Okay, they does not waiting for the acknowledgement signal for the transmission of next data packet. So it would be continuous manner to be transmitted. Okay, and similarly, you can see the second data packet when it would be received by the receiver, it will found some error. So it would be again send a negative acknowledgement to the transmitter end. And when the negative acknowledgement is sent to the transmitter end, then what happens? It would be sent see you the when the data packet 8 has been transmitted, then it would be receive a negative acknowledgement. So after that, it would be stopped to transmission of the next data packet. It would be retransmit the second data packet where there is found a error, and from second to 8 data packet would be retransmitted. Okay, so go back in ARQ means what? It would be opening a window for a transmitter that when it would be receive a negative acknowledgement, it would be retransmit from that particular data packet to the latest send data packets. Means from 2 to 8 it would be resent. Okay, so this is the way you have to see the go back and ARQ would be work. So it is mentioned here in response to NAK signal, the transmitter returns the data units and start all over again that data packet. So the receiver discards the W intervening data units. W means n minus 1. Okay, and correct or not in order to preserve the proper sequence. So the transmitter and receiver both have the modest increase the complexity. So due to this particular structure or this particular operation, the complexity of the transmitter receiver has been increased, and the penalty is main what? Repeated transmission of some correct data units and resulting unnecessary delay. So when you have to be transmit again all the data packets resend, so it would be provide unnecessary delay in the system. Okay, so this is the one of the drawback of this particular go back and ARQ. So we would be now go for the third and last type of the error correcting system ARQ system, that is selective repeat ARQ system. Okay, so in all system we have to be see one of the improvement. Okay, so here you can see in the selective repeat ARQ system, transmitter send the data unit of information in succession again without waiting for the acknowledgement signal for each data unit. I have opened the attendance. You have to please enter the attendance on the chat box. If the receiver detects, that there is an error in the data unit, the transmitter is notified and the transmitter retransmit the data unit, thereafter returns immediately to its sequential transmission. Here in the selective repeat, you have to be see that when the transmitter retransmit the data unit, thereafter returns immediately to its sequential transmission. So this is the diagram for the selective repeat transmission. You can see here. So whenever there is a error is detected and a negative acknowledgement is come here, only that particular data packet has been be retransmitted, not the all data packets have been retransmitted. Only the second number of data packets is retransmitted here. This is the benefit of the selective repeat. You can see here the second number data packet is corrupted, so it is only retransmitted, and rest of the data would be successive data units would be transmitted as is their flow. Okay, so in this way it would be save your bandwidth also, as well as the performance of this ARQ system would be better than the go back and ARQ and stop and wait ARQ system. Okay, so for the proper sequence of data delivery, correct data units must be stored until all preceding erroneous data unit has been be correctly received. And the price of this improvement is what? Only you can say always when we have to be do some modification, so there is an increase in the complexity of the receiver. Now we can see the performance of the ARQ system due to the now we have to analyze the performance of all this ARQ system. So due to the general mode of operation of ARQ system, block codes are more appropriate than convolutional codes. You can see that block codes can detect more easily and correct also. So block code would be preferred over the convolutional coding for simplicity structure. And in ARQ system, channel is binary symmetric channel, and that is having the bit rate of the P, small p, it is the bit rate of the binary symmetric channel ARQ system. Okay, so for example, we have taken an arbitrary block code n comma k, and the k is the information bits and n is the data code word. Okay, so the code rate is k upon n. So for that particular example, the error detection code and detect some number of transmission errors, but we can't be able to detect all the errors. Only limited number of errors. We know that 1 bit or 2 bit error we can only detect. When undetectable error patterns occurs, receiver assumes that data unit has been correctly received. This is also one of the flaws of the block coding. Sometimes it is looking like that there is no error, but actually there is errors. So when a data unit is transmitted over the noisy channel, 3 mutually exclusive events may thus follow. First, maybe there is a correct reception of that code word, maybe undetected error, and maybe detected error. There is a 3 possibility in the case of transmission. So probability of the correct reception is what? PC. and that is indicate that the probability of correct reception is PC. There is no error means, and PC is equal to what? 1 minus P to the power n. What is the P is here? We have already defined the P. In this case, if you have not remember, it is the bit error rate of binary symmetric channel. Okay. So this is the probability. PC means the correct reception. Probability of no error is 1 minus P to the power n, and the probability of undetected error is represented here as a PU, correspond to the pattern of error that match a code word. Means there is error, but it does not detected by the receiver end, and probability of the detected error is represented by PD. So in this way, probability of detected error PD is equal to 1 minus 1 is the maximum value of the probability, 1 minus PC minus PU. So probability of detected error is 1 minus correct code word minus undetected error, all of the probabilities. So in ACK and NAK signals are short, hence easily protected, and it is reasonable to assume that no errors are made in the feedback channel, and the transmission of data units terminates when no error is detected. But when the error will be detected, the PD has a probability of the retransmitting of a data unit. So the total probability of the receiving a data units in error are denoted by PB. Okay. Total probability of receiving the data units in error is PB. That is maybe a summation of PD plus PU. Sum of the probability of errors on the first and second and third and all transmissions. So PB would be now defined as this: PU undetected error plus PD into PU plus PD square into PU. In this way, it would be increases. So finally, the equation of PB is PU upon 1 minus PD, or PU upon PC minus PU, because we have defined the PD as a 1 minus PC minus PU. So in this way, data unit error rate PB is a function of error detection capability of the code, but not the function of any specific ARQ technique. Okay. So this is some important formulas when we are going to evaluate the performance. The one of the very important term we are used for when we are talking about the performance of the ARQ system, that is for throughput. It is also called as a transmission efficiency or utilization factor. That is indicated by the eta, and it is the ratio of average number of information bit accepted at the receiver per unit time to the number of information bit that would be accepted per unit time if ARQ was not used. So eta is what, or transmission efficiency was, it is a ratio of the average number of information bit accepted at the receiver per unit time when you have applied the ARQ system with respect to the number of information bit that would be accepted per unit of time when there is no ARQ is used. Okay. So for different ARQ system, throughputs are different. So you can see here, we have mentioned some bit rate is mentioned by the term R. Processing time is T. Delay bandwidth product is D, that is 2RT, and transmission pipe size in multiple of data W, that is D upon N. Okay. So the throughput of the 3 different ARQ, please note down all the formulas. This is very important for all 3 ARQs, or take the screenshot. You can see stop and wait is K upon N 1 minus PD upon 1 plus W. And better, more than this, better is go and back ARQ, and best ARQ system is selective repeat, that is having the maximum efficiency. That is clear from this formula. So when PD is 0, so you can see NSR, selective repeat ARQ system, and go and back ARQ system is same. When PD is 1, then stop wait ARQ system and go and back ARQ system is same. Okay. So this is the performance of the ARQ system. So that is all about the error control systems. Okay. So from this point, I would be declared that the second unit is completed, and these are some reference books that we have referred for this unit. You can note it down all this, and you can refer this all 4 reference books for this unit. So from the next lecture, we would be start the new unit, unit number 3rd. Okay. So I would be post you the assignments on your group. Thank you all of you for attending the lecture. Thank you.